You're tuned into another edition of Grammy Pros Buzzin. I'm your host, DJ Moonbaby, here from the Den at the Howlin Wolf in New Orleans. And boy, you in for a treat today. We have Mr. Sir the Baptist.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I can't believe you're sitting here. I've been trying to get you in this chair for so long. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, Sir the Baptist, tell us a little bit about the name. Where's the name Sir the Baptist come from?
Well, my dad was a preacher and mother missionary. So growing up in a church, you're in a Baptist church or you're in the church most of your time. Like I spent maybe Monday through Saturday at the church and then Sunday.
That's a lot of time at church.
Right. So the name is just a reflection of where I come from. And so just added Sir the Baptist to it. And it come from a piece in Chicago, they call it Chirac. And I just felt like I was sort of John the Baptist in his wilderness, speaking up to a lot of the kids and telling them, hey, listen, you don't have to do this. We could focus up and do the right thing about our community and fix this sort of economic engine that we have here in Bronzeville. And but that's sort of where the name came from.
So how did you stay away from the whole Chirac situation? Like, was it the church that kept you away from everything that was going on around you?
Yeah, the church, a little bit of the church, a little bit of my mom, brothers. Some of my older brothers and sisters actually did it, so they would be like, you too soft for this.
So they were like, you can't hang with us.
Right. And just, luckily that was actually in effect, where the older kid don't want their younger brother hanging with them. And if they were in trouble, that kept me out of trouble. Mm-hmm. So, it's that, a lot of things.
So where did music come into play at an early age for you?
Yeah, so growing up in church, if your dad's the pastor and the pianist or the bass player or the drummer don't show up, you have to pick up those instruments, because as much of it is religion, it's also a business, and you want this church running smooth and service, so you have to learn at a very, very early age. And then I got in a choir and started singing, and then Dad died and then got into rapping because of that. So, you get a lot of stuff growing up in a church as far as musically, and you meet a lot of people that come through. Most of our music come from music like in the church. So, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, most of those people grew up in the church and had their first chance to perform in church. So that was my first place.
That's where you get your pipes from.
Something like that. Yeah. I have older brothers and sisters that could sing like crazy, and there's
they can
people,
sing you down. They can sing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You admit it. Okay.
I keep people in my company that can sing or rap or something better than me. Mainly because I don't think I'm a rapper or a singer. I feel like I'm like this sort of urban preacher. So it's a little bit of, a preacher might get up and sing a song, but we know he's not a singer.
Right.
He might say something super cool, but we know he's not a rapper.
Yeah.
So, that sort of thing, yeah.
What is the direction? Like, are you trying to fit into gospel at all, or are you just unrestricted with your sound and you want people to receive it as it is? Or are you pushing the envelope? I
want people to receive it as it is, but I also have to contribute to the gospel culture, the church culture. And the reason why I'm so I carry that weight on me is because I know it need somebody to be a little bit more honest, not someone to fit in urban music, but more so to be honest. So examples would be sexuality in church. It's horrible. It's probably one of the main reasons why there's so many divorces in church, because it's not taught how to be sensual.
Right.
You're not taught how to.
Well, it's forbidden.
Yeah. So like you're waiting until marriage, and then you have no idea what you're doing, and your husband have seen like so many porns that he's like, what is this? You don't know what you're doing, or on the other end, it's like you have terrible chemistry with eye connection and understanding, like that's a problem. And I don't want to teach, hey, cheat or have a trillion girlfriends or anything like that, or date around with everyone and cheat on your girl. And that's not what I'm trying to teach. I want to teach if you have someone that you're with, make sure you give them and know how to please them and love on them and give them everything that they need while still knowing that you have a God. That's it. Just move. So I want to push it in every lane, whether it's politics or how we bring politicians into the church all the time,
Right.
and it push votes, or a trillion other things that we do to abuse and prostitute this woman that used to be, that is Jesus' bride.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could make that normal again and tell honest stories again, then maybe we may get the world to listen again, because right now they're not listening.
Well, not to the right things. The messages are very blurred right now.
Yeah, because they always say, oh, whatever you're going through, it's going to be all right. No, can you mention something for me, please? And that's the problem, is that we're so protected with this political shield of religion that we're not given honesty, and honesty is what connects the world.
Right.
Jesus didn't turn wine into water. Make this more honest. Be the person you are when you go home or when you're at the cookout.
Take the mask off. That's what he's really saying.
Yes.
So what's your creative process like for you to write a song and all this stuff we're talking about now? Like, how do you put that and formate that into a song, into music?
Well, I did like 5 years at Leo Burnett, which is an advertising agency, and I was over digital marketing. And I came up under Iran Tellis, who was one of the brand masters for Be Like Mike and Ba-da-ba-ba-ba and all of that sort of stuff. So I start with audio branding. I wanna take myself into the church. So I'm starting with claps, foot stomps that sound like they're stomping on wood, because it reminds me of the choir stand. And then I'll go and get a piano, but it can't sound like a cool piano. It needs to sound like something that my brother would play when he was playing behind my dad, and then try to push the envelope there. On the other end, I'm just writing about stories in my life, whether it's my sister dealing with domestic violence, or me comparing preachers to thugs, or what it was like growing up and smoking weed and believing in God, or drinking and believing in God.
You want to tell the truth.
Yeah. Like really, really dig deep and tell it. Yeah.
Well, Sir the Baptist, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thanks for stopping by during Essence and visiting us on Grammy Pro Buzzin. I'm your host, DJ Moonbaby, signing off from the Den at the Howlin Wolf. Until we meet again.